All right, let's try this again. Here we go. We are live with the Jump Rope Dudes Nutrition Coaching. So I will wait a moment for some of you to get on before I get fully into this. But I also understand that many of you are watching this on replay. So let me get right into just introducing what's going to be happening today. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys our best and also our personal nutrition secrets, tips, things that we personally do to make sure that we can get and stay lean all year long. So what I'm going to do today is share those tips, kind of take you guys through step by step what I do nutrition wise, and then open it up for Q&A and let any of you guys ask questions that you have. So before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for coming to the live today. Man, let's just talk about the current state of our world and society, because you don't get enough of this from the news, right? I thought, anyway, I gotta address where we're at right now. This is a really, really powerful time, especially in the US. We're going through an evolution. I like to say evolution because I think that we are evolving. Our consciousness is evolving. Human beings all over the place. What's up, guys? And so as we do so, we're going to be going through some uncomfortable change. But just like working out, if you want to lose body fat, it's uncomfortable. The same thing goes for creating massive social change. It's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. So let's do this. Let's make it happen. What's up, y'all? All right, so for everyone who came into this live today, just to reiterate, I'm going to be answering questions at the end of this video. Before I answer all your questions, I want to actually coach you guys and tell you what I'm doing personally with my nutrition. So let me get into that. First things first. You guys, I gotta make sure each one of you understands that you do not need to diet when it comes to your nutrition. Okay? Everyone hear that? You don't need to diet. Because the whole thing about diet is that there's going to be an end point. It's like you start a diet and then you end a diet. But that's not sustainable, right? Because then we're always planning our next diets. Now, if you're a professional bodybuilder and you are trying to get yourself in condition and you have 10 to 12 weeks to get in the best shape of your life, well, maybe that's a different story, right? But if you are not a professional bodybuilder, if you're an average person like me that just wants to stay lean all year round, diets are not very sustainable. And they're not very enjoyable. So instead of dieting, what we tell people to do is to make proper nutrition a part of your lifestyle. And so that's why we created our Jrd Nutrition System, now the Jrd Nutrition System 2.0. It essentially outlines how you can live an enjoyable lifestyle while getting lean and losing body fat or gaining muscle, whatever your fitness goals are. So let me take you step by step through what's in this guide. And if any of you want to go purchase our nutrition system, it's available on our website. It's also available, I will link it up here after I get done doing the live. You can do that. And you'll see even more so what I'm referring to throughout this video. So the number one thing is making sure you're eating the right amount of food. Now, if you've been following Jump Rope Dudes for a while, you're like, come on guys, you always say that. Well, there's a reason, right? There's all these people on one side who are gonna tell you, hey, you should do the low fat diet. Other people should be, oh no, you should do the low carb diet. There's gonna be people who tell you, hey, you should only eat vegetables. There's gonna be people who tell you, oh, you should only eat meat. There's gonna be people who should tell you, you should only eat pescatarian, and there's many diets out there, right? We actually don't really preach or tell anyone to follow those kind of diets. Instead, we say, pick out the foods that you enjoy eating the most, and then make sure that those foods are 70% real food. So we're talking animals, any kinds of meats, as ethically treated as you could. I try to do it, but I understand it's more expensive. It is what it is. It's one of those ethical things. Hey, do I spend more money on my meat because I know the animals are being treated more ethically? That's up for you to decide. And then, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, legumes, sweet potatoes, roots, all of those things. We want to eat real food 70% of our diet. Now the other 30%, this is how your lifestyle for nutrition becomes sustainable, is because you don't have to say, I'm not eating any Sour Patch Kids ever. I don't know if anyone loves those. Those are one of my favorite candies. You just say, hey, this falls into the 30% of food where you're kind of like, fuck it. This is your fucking food. Where it's maybe not the most healthy food, right? But Marley, 75% sounds better. You do 75% then. So maybe it's not the healthiest food, but listen, that's how these things become sustainable. Because at the end of the day, what we care about is that you're getting the micronutrients. You're getting the vitamins and the minerals in your body that you need, and the protein, carbs, and fats. And those will happen. You'll get those through that 70% eating whole foods, okay? So as long as you do that, you're all right. You can take the other 30% and eat a cupcake every night if you want, as long as it fits within your calorie and macronutrient budget. Now, we have a couple things to help you figure all this stuff out, right? If you go to jumprope-dudes.com/jump-dudes-calculator, there's a calculator there for free that will walk you through the steps of figuring out how much you need to be eating, your calorie and macronutrient budget. Now, if you want us to walk you through this, that's another reason why we created the nutrition system, because in there, we will actually take you hand over hand, showing you exactly how to do it versus calculator. If you just go to it on our website, you got to figure it out on your own. Now, once you know how much you should be eating, which for me, for example, and it has to align with your goals, right? You're either trying to lose weight, you're trying to maintain the same amount of weight, or you're trying to gain weight, all right? So why would you want to gain weight? People want them gains. People want to put on muscle. So most people in our community, a lot of people are either just trying to maintain where they're at in a healthy level of fitness, or they are trying to lose body fat. And personally, my wife is pregnant, and early on in the pregnancy, last couple months during the quarantine, she wanted to eat a lot of naughty foods, and she's good at eating how much she needs to eat, and I'm not good at quantity control. So I was just eating a ton. And so I wasn't tracking my calories and macronutrients for a time being there. Thank you so much, Sarah. Appreciate that. But then I started putting on some weight, and my leanest, where I want to be, is probably around 185 pounds. I'm 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in there. And I got up to 205 pounds. So that's too much. So if you guys saw me, on my Instagram stories or something, like, Brandon looks fat, don't judge me, okay? Got a pregnant wife. So what I've done the last month is I've been able to start counting my calories and macronutrients a lot more strict again. And I've been able to lose that body fat. I'm down to about 190, 191 right now. So I'm back to being pretty lean. I could get a little more lean. But the only way I was able to get there was, of course, I do my normal workouts that you guys see on YouTube, or you get in our PDFs from our free workout plans, or Jrd 90. I'm doing that, but I'm just restricting the amount of food that I'm eating. So essentially, I'm capping my calories at about 2,600 per day. And I get a lot because I'm a big guy. I'm tall. I weigh a lot. So I just make sure that I hit within that calorie budget. And then for me, over time, I've learned that I do best on a higher protein, higher fat, lower carb diet. Now, everyone's nutrition is personal. So don't think Brandon does well on high protein, high fat, low carb, that's gonna be best for you. It's not actually the case for everyone. You need to experiment. The one thing that will always hold true is if you wanna lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit, okay? If you wanna gain muscle, you have to be in a calorie surplus, eating more calories than you are burning, and vice versa. And so beyond that, you have to figure out what the right macronutrient distribution is for you. So don't stress out too much about it, but see how you feel. I think usually higher protein is good around, and a calculator will do this for you. It'll tell you how much to eat. And then you can play with the carbohydrates and fats and move those up and down, staying within the calorie budget that you've been allotted, of course, okay? Now, again, guys, if any of this is confusing, or if you're looking for new recipes that we use to try to hit our calories. All this is available in the new Nutrition System 2.0. I'm going to respond to everyone's questions at the end, so please stick around. I'm seeing everyone's questions. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to make sure that everything that I know that everyone wants to hear from me in this live gets addressed, and then I'm going to go through your questions, answer them one by one. So stick around, do not leave. I promise you it's not going to be very long. Sweet, Marley, very cool, very cool. Yeah, so nutrition does not need to be complicated. You don't have to do the latest diet. You don't have to go do paleo or whatever, guys. You don't have to do that. Now, am I saying that these diets are bad? No, I'm just saying they're not necessary. The most necessary things are that you're eating the right amount of food and you're eating a mostly whole food diet, real food, right? Because you want to get those micronutrients, those vitamins and minerals. Now, how do you fit these in? Well, that comes down to you. You see, for me and Dan, we are very hungry guys. We're big dudes. We love to eat a lot. And so one of the ways we found to eat the right amount of food and not overeat is by doing intermittent fasting. Now, this isn't right for everyone, but if you want to experiment with intermittent fasting, we have a couple of videos on our YouTube channel talking about that. And essentially means that we cut off our eating window. We stop eating at 8 p.m. the night before, and then we start eating at 12 p.m. the next day. And all this does is just shrink our eating window. So we're fasting for 16 hours, and then we're eating for 8 hours. And so for me personally, if I drink a little bit of coffee in the morning, then it takes away some of my appetite, so I'm able to feel satiated the whole day. In the morning I'm not very hungry, and then I get to eat the amount of food that I want to eat later on. All right, what else do I need to address here? Oh, so where do you track your food? Tracking, right? I personally use MyFitnessPal. It's available for free. If you guys download it, it's available for iOS and Android. So that's how I track my calories and macronutrients. You can even follow me. I'm pretty sure I'm on there, Brandon Epstein. So check me out. And you'll see what I'm actually eating on a day-to-day basis, because on average, I'm eating very healthy, but I also throw in some other fun things, for my 30%. So you can see that, you can see what else I'm eating. Yeah, sorry, I'm watching people's comments. They're very distracting. All right, what do you guys say? Do you think I should get into Q&A now? Did I cover everything that you wanted to know nutrition-wise? Just a quick highlight. Remember, number one, eat the right amount of food. Intermittent fasting can be helpful with that. Number two, eat that 70-30 balance of making sure you're getting lots of whole foods in your diet. No, you do not need to cut out all naughty foods. You can eat ice cream, just has to fit your budget. And if any of y'all are looking for easy and simple to make recipes, that's what our nutrition system's for. Dan is motherfucking Chef Boyardee. He put together all these great recipes, so when you check him out, that's all Dan's work, honestly. He's quite the chef. I went over there, him and his roommate, they do like some serious cooking over there. They make these, this is kind of what we do. We make these like giant salads where we'll stack like a bunch of mixed greens, carrots, tomatoes, and then put like some sharp cheddar cheese on there, avocado, steak, maybe even put some nuts on there to make it higher fat, put some balsamic dressing, a little bit of ranch on there. And it sounds a little bit naughty, but for the most part, you're getting tons of micronutrients in there, and you're getting high protein, high fat, lower carb. And so we love to do those, whether it's through a salad or a bowl. And so we just repeat those meals. We just repeat those all the time to keep things simple, because I don't know about you, but I'm not that creative when it comes to food. Like, I want to just be like, okay, let me just eat the same things consistently, because you can eat like 2 of those meals a day. And for me, that's enough to hit my calorie budget. Okay, guys, I want to respect everyone's questions. Hopefully everyone stuck around who gave us their questions. Now I'm going to answer your questions. You ready? It's question time, baby. Let's see how far I'm going to go back. I'm going to go almost, no, I'll go back to the beginning. Oh, there's so many though. Guys, you're so questioning. Okay, I want to first say thank you to everyone who's joining us and thank you for the personal love. Love you guys too. Can I say this before I get into the questions? Dan and I are the most real dudes you're gonna meet on the internet. We're very transparent. And so we hope that people who follow this community closely and are very much like bought into what we're doing and you appreciate the work we do, we appreciate for you to stand up for us when you see people, new people coming into this community and talking shit about us, whether it was the most recent post around collaborating with a woman. We got a lot of complaints about that because people are silly and they don't understand how collaborations work on the internet, and the fact that basically that's how you grow an audience on social media. You do shout outs, you share people's content, you do collabs, and that's how you grow your audience. It's not through paying people to come on your channel. And you guys know that. You've seen how many guests we've had on our channel. You see how many guests we've been on other people's channel. There's no money exchange there. That kind of bothered me a little bit, that so many people were talking so much shit about us not paying women because they don't get it. They don't get this internet world, but that's okay. And the same thing goes for, the inclusivity of this community as well. You guys know we've had every person from every background come onto this channel and and participate in this channel. It's a global community. Like, obviously there are innate differences in race. We know there's black people, white people, yellow people. We just don't care. We think they're all unique and fun and cool for their own reasons. And that's why we've been to Africa and Bali and England and all over the place to go spend time with people from different cultures, because we love all the different flavors and we appreciate it. And one cool project we're going to be doing, not to hijack the nutrition coaching here, is that here in the US, marijuana is legalized in most of the states, but there are people in prison facing prison time for having possession of marijuana. Can you believe that? There's people out here when we had the lockdown during COVID, it was essential business, just like the alcohol stores, which is funny, right? Essential business. So it's essential business to go get weed, but at the same time, there's people sitting in prison having their lives wasted because of this. And most of these people are black and brown. So what Dan and I are gonna do is we're gonna be collabing with this organization that's working to get these people out of prison. And so we're gonna be making some merch available to help us promote this cause. And hopefully this leads to more equality. We know it will. Everyone's efforts do something. So we'll be launching that pretty soon once we get the shirts available. So if you want to support us on that, we'd really appreciate it. Be on the lookout. We're going to be producing these shirts called, they're going to say equality on them. We're giving 100% of the profits. That's right, 100% of the profits to this organization. We're not taking any of the money ourselves. All right. So now that I spoke my piece, I'm going to answer nutrition questions. Okay, guys, I'm going to work my way up because I can't go back now. There's too many. All right, okay. All right. Okay, let me talk to Brandon. What's your take on drinking beer when you're trying to lose weight? So you can drink beer or alcohol. You just have to track it in MyFitnessPal and make sure that you are not going over your calorie limit. As simple as that. But of course, when you start to drink a lot and you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drinks, they start to add up and it's a lot of calories and you may overeat. So maybe pick one day where you really want to, indulge yourself, and that's like your cheat day. So you can drink a little bit more, because otherwise it's not that sustainable. Okay, if you now know your calorie intake budget and want to lose weight, do you burn equal amount of calories or more of what you intake, or just the amount? You want to be in a calorie deficit. Yes, and I'm sorry for anyone who's already ordered other merch and it's taken a while to arrive. This COVID's really put a wet blanket on everyone, hasn't it? It's slowing down all the delivery times. Is there a way to lose 20 pounds in 30 days? There is, but not in a healthy way. Don't do it. All right, what's your take on carbs? Well, I've already talked about this earlier. Carbs are just as important as fat and protein. They're all equally important. Some people do better on high carb. Some people do better on low carb. You need to figure that out for yourself by testing and seeing what are you doing? Are you an endurance athlete? You obviously need more carbs. Are you someone who's more stagnant and not moving as much? Then you probably want to go higher fat. All right. How much water should you drink per day? Everyone should drink half their body weight in ounces of water. It's like an easy way to figure out your water intake. So I weigh 200 pounds almost, so I drink about 100 ounces of water per day. All right. What's up, India? Let me go back through and let me get into these other questions now. Can a 12-year-old boy lose fat and gain muscle as an average man? Well, a 12-year-old boy shouldn't be worrying that much about losing fat and gaining muscle. You're a little bit young for that. But I will say you should jump rope. You should try to eat a whole foods diet. Just don't overeat. And you're going to start to lean out, especially as you have a growth spurt. So don't worry too much now about that. All right. And you can buy the Do the Thing shirts on our website. They're available. Yeah, and sure, if you guys are going to be smoking weed, and then that's where it makes it really important to make sure you're tracking your calories so you don't overeat. Because yes, weed can make you hungry. You can get them munchies. All right, going back up for these other questions. All right, handy following the Jrd Nutrition System. Well, calories are considered anyway, but shall I consider total carbs and net carbs when following macros? Yes, follow total carbs, not net carbs, but put in the total carbs when you're tracking your food with the nutrition system. Yes, and as I'm going up to these questions, the American prison system is the biggest scam in America. I agree fully, and that is why we're putting our efforts towards getting these people out of prison. Yeah, it's fucked up, guys. There's a lot of injustices, but we're going through evolution right now. It's going to get better. I believe that. We'll have to do our part. All right, more nutrition questions. Right, I'm making my way up, guys. What can I do with my anxiety? Bro, Tatiana, you're not a bro, you're a woman. Sorry. Go to my YouTube channel. Search Brandon Epstein. I have anxiety meditations. That's what I do. That's my bread and butter. That's what I'm the best at. I'm a world-class mental fitness trainer. Check it out. All right. Okay. Issue with calves. Been having issue with calves for years. Calves? What do you mean by that? Sorry, guys. I'm making my way through these comments. Okay. So if you wake up at 6, what? How do I manage not to eat much after 8? It's just discipline. You just have to look at your calorie budget and see that you've already eaten all your calories, and you say, no, put the cookies down. No, put them down. You just got to be your own coach in those times, you know? Don't overeat. When you're tracking it, it's very black and white whether you're going to overeat or not. So Shamar, you're tired of being overweight, but you don't want to do cardio. Lift some weights then and focus on your nutrition, which this is all about. And nutrition is what this live is all about today, because nutrition is really the name of the game, guys. You can do all types of exercise, but nutrition, you can't out-train a bad nutritional game plan. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate the love. Let's see here. I'm going to keep going up. I was 307 pounds thanks to the CrossFit app, getting fit. Lost 20 pounds. Nice, Alberto. That's what's up, my bro. That's what's up. All right. I'm 5'8", 58 years old, 5'7", 230. Weight training, started beginner boxing, jump rope. Where should I have macros? Bro, go to the macro. If you're asking me what macros you should be eating, go to the calculator. Go to the calculator. Macronutrient calculator. Jump rope dude, it's on our website. Or Google jump rope dude's calculator, and it's going to tell you how much to eat. Speed rope is good to use until you get your cross rope, for sure. Speed ropes are super fun for freestyling. I don't have an opinion on non-alcoholic beer, but personally, I'd rather just drink regular beer if I'm going to do it. If you're going to do it right, mate. As my friend Sam says in Northern Ireland, if you're going to do it right, mate. And I love it, Mike D. New business venture, Jrd Salads or Foods. Maybe one day, right? You know, we're still in our infancies with this business. We've only been at this for less than 5 years. What foods shouldn't you eat? That comes down to your personal body, personal preference. Some people have food allergies, so they shouldn't eat foods. But I can't just say blanket, everyone shouldn't eat X food because, some people like some food. Some people's bodies react badly to foods, other people's don't. So how do you track homemade food? This is a good question. How do you track homemade food easily? So get a scale so you can track your meat, so you can weigh your meat, and get measuring cups and tablespoons so you can measure out all your food. That's what you have to do at home. And then what you can do is just create the same, the nutrition system we have has these bowls. So it's like the same calculation you make every time. It gets easy when you're doing the same thing over and over again. In the beginning, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get in that routine, you're good. All right. That's right, William. Comes down to the right proportion of protein, fats, carbs. Yes, sir. All right, I feel like I've seen most of these comments here. Maybe I haven't, but I'm gonna go back down to the bottom now, see what else is out. So I can, and someone who said 80% diet, I would definitely agree with that. I would say it's 80% diet. And dude, Fosway, you just asked how many grams of carbs? That's not up for me to decide. It's gotta be personal for you. Use our nutrition calculator. All right. And if anyone is asking questions, I'm not gonna keep repeating answers I've already answered. Just go back and watch the live. I've already answered a bunch of these. What's up? Day 10 with the jump rope dudes. That's what's up. What's the maximum intake for cheat foods? Well, Meg, that's like the 70-30 deal, right? Try to only eat 30% naughty. And you still have to eat your calorie and macronutrient goals. Good ways to estimate body fat. I think the best way to do that is to go in and actually get a DECA scan. But don't worry about that. In all of our programs, we tell people to track your, fat loss, basically, or weight loss through your scale, through photos, and through taking measurements with a tape measure. Akeem, do you eat IHOP? Bro, I do. I love the steak omelet at IHOP and pancakes. It's really naughty, but so bomb. IHOP, for those of you outside the US, is the International House of Pancakes. And dairy, you gotta ask yourself, does dairy work for you or not? Dairy works okay for me, I think. For now, at least. Doesn't upset me too much. How do I manage to spread my macros? If you check our nutrition system, it's perfect for this because, let me take this thing right here. I'm looking at one of the recipes Dan created. It's rosemary chicken, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. So for that, it literally will tell you, this is a 700 to 750 calorie meal. You're gonna have 35 to 40 grams of carbs, 35 to 40 grams of fat, and 55 to 60 grams of protein. So usually you want that kind of equal distribution. But again, you're kind of reverse engineering those numbers that the calculator gives you. And Eli, I would probably say I am an ectomorph. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm a naturally leaner guy, but I was able to get up to 250 pounds. I'm like 190 now, so 60 pounds less when I was playing football because I was intentionally trying to get big. So I basically, when I lost my 60 pounds, I just followed the exact advice I'm giving you guys. So I know it works. It works very well. I even did a bodybuilding show, if you guys would believe it. But yeah, I agree with you, man. At the end of the day, it's all about how you feel and how you feel about how you look, right? If you feel confident when you look in the mirror, that's all that matters. And if you feel good about your energy levels, your health, that's all that matters as well. Cost of the shoe behind you. Oh man, dude, these shoes were a lot of money. You don't even want to know. They're like over $200. But they're my new jump rope shoes, so hopefully they'll last me at least a year. My other ones they're out of commission. They've been through a lot. How do I convince my girlfriend to jump rope with me? I'll take any advice you have. Dude, my wife barely jumps rope, so I don't know what to tell you there. Everyone has to discover things on their own, You can't really tell anyone what to do. People want to feel like they discover things on their own and get into it. So just if you love jump rope, just keep doing it, and then other people might just follow your lead because they'll be like, whoa, this person's getting great results. They seem to be having a lot of fun. I want great results and a lot of fun. And then they'll start. Yes, and Swole Samurai program, which we have, this person asked about, is really good for muscle. It's all about muscle gain. Best way to eat lots of calories? Well, for me, that's not a problem. Just eat. You just gotta eat, man. Just eat. Get in there. Enjoy your food. And for the record, for the 4 million time, jump rope does not make you taller. Sorry, guys. It might help with posture a little bit. And fasted cardio is not proven as being any better. We used to talk about that earlier on the channel, but I don't think there's enough definitive research to really say that fasted cardio will help you lose weight any faster. At least not that I know of. All right. Tips for beginners in nutrition. Just start by awareness. The biggest step in this all is just having the awareness of what are you putting in your face every day. So that's why you could even start before trying to calculate your calories. Just log in MyFitnessPal what you're eating every day so you're aware of how much and what you're eating. And that awareness is huge in itself. Self-awareness in general, guys, is huge. I tell people to do this, my mental fitness training clients. I have them set alarm every 2 to 3 hours and just ask themselves, how am I feeling? Because mental awareness, also nutritional awareness, all these things are so powerful. The more awareness you have, the more opportunity you have to decide and make a choice to change. All right. What's your good way to boost your metabolism? I think just drinking lots of water and exercising are two things that are proven to do that. Also, make sure you get enough sleep. Excuse you. Make sure you get enough sleep. You guys got to be sleeping sufficiently, so waking up refreshed the next day. Otherwise, if you don't get enough sleep, two bad things happen. Two bad things. Your ghrelin levels increase, which controls how hungry you feel. And so you feel hungrier for no reason just because you didn't sleep enough. And number two, your leptin secretion, which controls how fast your metabolism functions, may decrease. So your metabolism could slow down. So make sure you get plenty of rest. That's something people don't talk about enough when it comes to nutrition, how important sleep is. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. This has been an incredible live. Thank you for all your questions. You guys are amazing. And Ronak, I read your comment, bro. Some people are so aggressive on here. What do you want? Just ask your question again and I'll answer it. All right, I'm about to bounce. Let me answer a couple more of these. Are we planning on a world tour? We've been all over the world already with Jump Rope Dudes, and we would like to keep traveling. Right now, obviously, most of the world is shut down and isn't allowing for international travel. But once it is, we coming back. And I do not have breastfeeding answers because I've never done that. I don't think I should speak to it. But hopefully that woman-centered video is going to help us answer some of those questions. And guys, thank you so much for the kind words about being a dad. I'm pumped to be a dad. Pumped to share my knowledge of all things with my baby girl. It's going to be amazing. And I have been to Northern Ireland, Robert. Love it. And been to Central America as well. Yes, mate. But if anyone wants to go, just for the record, all right? People have to remember this. I have the Jump Rope Dudes business. I also have other businesses. I got a family. I got a lot of things going on. So if any of you ever want Dan and I to come put on a jump rope event in your city worldwide, if you organize it all, if you organize the place, people, if you organize, our flights, if you get all that sorted, we'll come. It's just a lot of work to organize really big events. So that's why we usually just show up in a city and we're like, all right, doing a meetup, and we tell everyone, but we don't do anything beyond that. So if anyone wants to organize that just because they love jump rope so much and they want us to come to their city, you're welcome to. Just shoot us an email and let us know what you're trying to do. Of course, after the pandemic simmers down a little bit, right? Right. Okay, guys, that's it for today. 1 pound or 2 pound every day. Bro, do whatever jump rope you want. I use the 1 and 2 pound. Yeah, all the jump ropes are great. I use the Get Fit set, the 1 pound, 2 pound, half pound, quarter pound. Those are my main jump ropes. All right, I hope I answered everyone's question. Everyone feeling good? My favorite workout video, all of them. They're all great. I like variety, so I don't have just one favorite. All right, guys. Peace. Love you. Keep it 100. 8 more than 92. All right. I gotta end this thing.